Welcome back to Daily
You
Not
said
Daily
welcome
Flash. I
back.
was going to say welcome back to Daily Flash,
Well,
but
you can say Daily Flash. That's
after the
our
show,
sister
Daily
show.
Flash after the show. I am Jay Claxton and this Dr. Cass Vaughn.
That's right. I'm glad you put the doctor in front of
Well,
me.
I want to make sure I want to be disrespectful.
Okay.
I want to be
Okay,
disrespectful. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? I don't want no trouble.
You said welcome back. I was like, did he do a show?
Welcome
about
back
me?
to the show. Welcome
Okay.
back to being with us. This is a thing.
So look, talk about a thing. Did you hear what happened?
What?
They did a reboot of House Party.
I saw it. I took Tyler J. With Tyler J's my daughter.
You took her to House
to the
Party?
movies.
Okay.
And I saw, coming now showing or coming up House Party. I was looking, I was like, well, how are they going to do this? But obviously they did it. And
they've done it.
And I'm not hearing good reviews, but I think we still got to support.
Actually, today the director was actually trying to defend it, but I think I'll pass on it. I'll pass on it. I'm nostalgic. I love the original one. I love Kid and Play. I understand them because they're part of our era. Because we are going to talk about hip hop being 50 today. Mm-hmm. And all of that is classic hip hop for me. So I think I want to keep those thoughts just where they are. Guess who's going on tour?
Cool.
Madonna.
So to be honest, when I think of Madonna, all I think about is Like a Virgin. Because I didn't know what that word was as a kid. I didn't know what that word was as a kid. No, Vogue was tough.
Did you Vogue?
No, I can't dance. You know that.
I know what you mean about.
I can't dance.
Listen, when I was growing up, I don't know about you. Listen, I had the my celebrity crushes you would never guess. Guess who I had a crush on growing up?
Me.
Oh yeah, because you probably are older than me. But no, actually it was.
I'm young. You
actually,
like
it was. I did. Actually, it was Donny Osmond. So in the news today, if you remember back in the day, there was a show of Marie and Donny, right? Okay. Guess what Madame Marie has said?
I'm listening.
She's like, listen, kids, I worked hard for my money and I'm not leaving you any. Instead, I'm going to leave my money to charity, to people who really need it, because I've groomed you all these years. Your thoughts?
Well, at the end of the day, she should leave them something.
Why?
And not even money, maybe some property.
Why?
And it just reminds me of what Shaq said recently. I'm rich, y'all not. He said, we're not rich. I am.
Exactly. So if they're not rich and she's raised them to be rich and have a mindset of wealth, then they should figure their own.
I don't know. I mean, what we do it for? We do it for the family. Like we bust our tail and build all the stuff for the family.
Okay, so listen,
what we doing for.
that may be what some do, but clearly not Marie. We have a great show today.
Yes.
We have Skip Dillard. Listen, he is an industry great, radio great. We're talking about hip hop is 50. Who else could we bring on but Skip? He's built so many careers. He's operated in so many different markets. Skip is just an incredible human being.
Right. So whenever somebody needed their station to be built, they would give Skip Dillard a call.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And right now they gave him a call, 94.7 The Block, New York City, they gave him a call. And he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's doing the reason why they got him, that's what he's doing. None other than Skip Dillard. Skip, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing good. Thanks so much. Appreciate the opportunity.
How you feeling, man?
Back into the grind of the new year. So we've moved past the holiday season. So excited about all things 2023, as well as hip hop's 50th anniversary.
Right. So memorable moment in hip hop for you, Skip Dillard. Talk to us.
Well, I think, as a kid, first I was always into equipment, stereo systems. And I remember hearing Grandmaster Flash for the first time and seeing a demonstration of him mixing on television. And that kind of was what I think glued me, into hip hop. In fact, I probably really truly got into contemporary music when hip hop came around. I listened to everything. I mean, jazz, classical, pop, rock. But when, hip hop started, really getting out there, that really captivated me, unlike anything else I'd ever experienced. So I think my love of it started from there, and seeing, a mixer and two turntables versus one. And I think that, was what captivated me from the start.
Right. Wow. Let's talk about the evolution of hip hop. You've been in the industry and you've watched it evolve. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, it went from love. It went from the streets. It went from the urban centers of New York to the West Coast to South Central Los Angeles. It went eventually to every corner of the country before heading out into the world, from Seattle with Sir Mix-a-Lot, Nasty Nez, to a sound in Atlanta that really wasn't cultivated till right around 2000 or so. Atlanta was fairly late to the party on it. DC's go-go sound, of course, encompassed what would become, very numerous elements of hip hop. I think that people confuse go-go for being so far away from it. It never really was. Go-go for a long time was considered, too street to play. And hip hop was that way too. It took a while for those genres to get on the radio. So, I think that what we've seen is people doing it for the love, to the billion-dollar industry that encompasses everything from fashion to jewelry, to travel, to festivals, to touring, luxury items, non-luxury items. A lot of people, the founding partners of hip hop, sadly, most of them never really saw the money that was to come. Many of them did it because, hey, this is our passion. This is what's going on in the streets. This is our newspaper of the streets every time we put out a record. But, today, it's so encompassed in money and material things. Many probably in the 80s and 70s, as the foundation was being built, never dreamed that they would not only make a living, but, you'd see private jets and, Bentleys and everything else.
Right. And, speaking of go-go in hip hop, Salt-N-Pepa used a lot of go-go sounds. Herbie Lovebug used a lot of go-go sounds and a lot of Salt-N-Pepa, early music, which was crazy. And I just did a gig and I was playing some of that stuff, and I was like, this is a lot of, it was a segue between some go-go and some hip hop, because I kind of was playing a DC party as well. So it's crazy that you say that. I have to ask $1 million question. Who is your favorite hip hop artist? Like, and I know that you might not can say
That's the trick bag.
being who you are in the position that you're in, but I know that you have a favorite. Who's your favorite, fam?
I think probably in terms of really taking hip hop to that, next level, for me, it was a tie, probably for Run DMC. I met them first. I was a teen DJ, and they came by our little teen club after the Fresh Fest, and I happened to be DJing there. And I can't say I opened up for them, but I was kind of one of the house DJs. So I was mixing the night they came to the club, and they let me sit in the DJ booth. And it was funny. Everybody was talking about Jam Master Jay, but most people don't know Reverend Run was probably sharper as a DJ. And I remember him getting on the turntables for a few, and I just sat there mesmerized, because Run could cut and scratch and blend with the best of them. Most people don't know him for that because he was rhyming, and he did, of course, on stage, never would, upstage Jay, but he was incredible. So, Run was what I was first captivated by. Many years later, I began to meet LL Cool J on a fairly frequent basis, and really became impressed with his business acumen, with his overall love for people. He was not your typical hip hop artist, but yeah, I'd say definitely Run DMC solidified the foundation for my love of the culture.
My favorite group by far, Run DMC. around the time I fell in love with hip hop. And it's funny, speaking of Run.
Oh my goodness.
Run, no, hold on. Let me finish. Run was Curtis Blow's DJ. Mm-hmm. And if you notice in some of his, like, and it's like that which was off their first album, Run DMC. Yeah. He says, now DJ runs my name. He says DJ a lot. Absolutely. You don't necessarily catch it, but he says it a lot. And speaking of what she wanted me to be quiet about,
I did. Oh my God.
In Crush Groove, I had an issue with the fact that Sheila E. messed with Russell instead of Run.
So
I'm still mad with Sheila E. to this day, Skip. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, oh my God.
That movie was epic too.
Go down this rabbit hole with him.
Yes, sir.
But no, I am really this is culture for me. It's love. So I'm just so glad that we're able to even have this conversation with you, because this is culture. I mean, for me, best group, Run DMC. Best solo artist is Jay-Z. Mm-hmm. For me.
Skip, before we go, I have one very quick question.
Sure.
If you had 20 seconds or less to tell artists what they should do or what they should look forward into this business, what would you say?
I would say it's hard to have a present without looking into the foundation. And, you know, I remember, and this was actually a classical music pianist talking to younger musicians. And you have to look at the greats and figure out what made them great. If, you know, I were 16 and trying to rap, I would study the Jay-Z's, I'd study the Run DMC's, I would study the foundations, I would learn my history. And I think, you know, overall, we don't study what made the greats great. We just go out and try to be great without really understanding how people rose through the ashes, study what made Tupac great. I think that's where you got to go. You gotta look and really learn, and then you can move forward and find your own unique voice.
Right.
Skip, thank you so much for being with us today.
All these jewels you dropping, bro. Thank you so much. I feel like we could really have you for a whole show, but I know you gotta go, and we appreciate you, Skip. Thank you so much. And do me a favor, please. I want you to plug the station right now.
Oh, we are your number one for throwbacks, 94.7 The Block, WXBK FM, Newark, New Jersey, New York City.
And Skip, thank you so much.
And for more information, you can follow Skip Dillard at Skip Dillard on Instagram. And if you know, like I know, and you want to get the real gems, head over to LinkedIn and follow Skip Dillard.
Thank you. Good to see you both as always. Take care, guys. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Listen, I had a great time with Skip, and he was really giving so many jewels.
Yeah.
Real subtle, you know, real subtle. I really wish we could have kept him a little longer.
He did. He gave
him a lot. I know he had to go.
Yeah, he did. You know what? The crazy part about it is, talking about jewels, did you see the jewels and gems that Lamar was dropping on Twitter?
So speaking of Lamar, I want to make sure that I quote this right. So I had to pull out my phone. I apologize for looking down. So Lamar yesterday tweeted out this: when you have something good, don't play with it. You don't take chances losing it. You don't neglect it. When you have something good, you pour into it. You appreciate it, because when you take care of something good, that good thing takes care of you as well. Super cryptic, but if you look at his Instagram,
I'm just gonna fix my hair.
If you look at his Instagram, he has no longer Baltimore Ravens on his Instagram account.
I'm gonna mind my business and dare to be better.
So I just want to tell you something. If you appreciate something, like he said, and if you love something, you may want to do what you need to do to keep it. Because at the end of the day, that is the biggest thing in sports right now, is the fact that Lamar Jackson is not signed. And Lamar probably could have played in that playoff game on Sunday. And he did not play because he does not have a contract.
So talking about new contracts, I'm going to mind my business, Lamar. Talking about new contracts, did you see that there's going to be a reboot of Ghost, and it's saying that Chatham Tanning is going to play Patrick Swayze? Oh.
So
I wonder who's going to be Whoopi. Maybe I need to be.
Why are we rebooting everything? Like, let some stuff live.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, I don't know.
Let it live.
I'm not
like, sure. I don't see you rebooting Sanford and Son.
Who could reboot Sanford and Son? That can't be rebooted.
See you rebooting.
Are you crazy?
It's my favorite show.
Are you crazy? There's nobody else like that.
I don't see you rebooting WKRP in Cincinnati.
It's absolutely insane. You could not. No one could reboot WKRP.
I don't see you rebooting Three's Company.
There was a talk of a reboot for Three's Company.
And I thought Janet was the best looking one out of the two.
And I actually had a crush on. I actually had a crush on John Ritter. I still do. You know, I watch Three's Company every night before I go to bed.
Janet was the one though. I'm just saying. Janet was the one.
You are so crazy.
Janet was the one. But I want to give you guys some food.
Well, before you do that, let's talk about Love Business on Live.
Okay, so let's do that. Let's talk about Love and Business on Live.
So I was reading some articles today, and it was things that really disturbed me, but it gave me a better understanding of people.
Okay.
And it was talking about 6 ways that people sabotage relationships.
So I saw that, right?
Because they're afraid of heartbreak.
I saw that. And I'm so lost, afraid of heartbreak. Who goes into a situation thinking of heartbreak? Like, we're not going into a situation
I don't think that is the definition of going into this situation. I think in some cases, what happens is people call themselves guarding their heart and protecting themselves because of past situations or past mistakes that they've made. And that really is you sabotaging your new relationship, because a new relationship has nothing to do with your old relationship.
Definitely doesn't.
And unfortunately, because people do not deal with hurt the way that they should, and because they do not work through the pain, because in every situation, pain happens on both sides. And in some cases, because those situations are never really dealt with, and then you have people who remind you of who you were and not who you are now, you will fall prey to sabotaging a new relationship or sabotaging what you have.
Well, my rebuttal to that is, I mean, you can't really stop or control what anybody else does. You just can't. So you're not going in thinking positive. You want it to be positive, but you shouldn't go in with any preconceived notions, because everything is different. Everything is different. And if you go in like that, carrying baggage from a previous relationship or carrying baggage from your childhood or whatever the case may be, then that is self-sabotage.
I agree.
But you need to come in. This is a clean slate. This is a blank canvas, and let me paint this picture. Let me paint this picture, and that's what it should be.
Absolutely.
That's what it should be.
Absolutely, I agree. I will tell you, other day I was trolling your social media.
Okay.
And I was paying attention, and I saw that you started a conversation about procrastination. And I remember you saying that when you did your food for thought, you wanted to talk about procrastination.
So, the pandemic for a lot of people, the pandemic was bad. Oh, it's bad. Pandemic, I couldn't go outside. I couldn't do anything. The pandemic. The pandemic gave you a lot of lessons and gave you a lot of food, right? If you were able to be really transparent, you got a lot of food and lessons out of the pandemic. So speaking of that, for me, procrastination played a big part in some lessons that I got. So right now, it's the beginning of the year. It's still January. It's 2023. You probably going in on December said, hey, I want to work out. I'm going to start at the top of the year. I'm going to start the new year. Why are you waiting to the new year? Start now. Why we don't even know if we're going to make it to the new year. To be honest with you, we have no control of that. So what are you waiting for? Like, that's the thing. Stop waiting. Take care of what you want to take care of. If you have a business you want to start the business. I understand that it's hard, but just start at the end of the day. So procrastination, you cannot procrastinate. Do not wait. Do not wait on your business, your health, relationship. Do not wait on any of that. That is my food for thought today. Procrastination, don't do it.
Listen, we've had an incredible show. I am so excited that once again, we have been here in Fire and Smoke. If you are in the Maryland area, please come to Towson and come to Fire and Smoke.
Come to Fire and Smoke. It's a beautiful cigar lounge, beautiful cigar parlor, and take part of the fantastic cigars atmosphere that you want to get. And us, Daily Flash, after the show, Jay Claxton, Dr. Kaz Vaughn, we thank you. And we look forward to seeing you.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
Okay, thank you. Y'all be safe. Take care.
This episode was brought to you by Los Hermanos Tequila, the spirit of tequila.